Um, Wait, then.
What's the question?
Today we're going to take you along our cultural misunderstandings, some funny situations. We will laugh a lot, and we hope you will also learn from our experiences. 1 year ago I started a company, Jouw Digitale Thuis. I'm going to tell more about that, working with our team in Africa, and we hope you enjoy the video and are very curious for your comments. Always feel free to reach out to us. Part 1, cultural differences. Hi, I'm Laura Joe, and this is my husband, Gabriel Joe. And I would like to have a conversation about some culture differences. I've lived 1 year in Sierra Leone. You've lived here now for how long?
For close to 4 years, yeah, close to 4 years. August this year will make me 4 years.
Almost 4 years. So we encountered some interesting challenges, which I would love to talk about. In 2021, you came to the Netherlands, and I'm very curious if you encountered a culture shock here.
Yeah, I came to the Netherlands, I think I arrived here on the 26th of August, and the 29th of August happens to be my father-in-law's birthday. So that same day, on the 29th, we went out for dinner. You know, as a typical African as I am, they serve us the food. For me, I know that when I'm served food, you know, there's no ceremony around it. I just need to eat. But that was not the case. So when I was served, what I did, I started eating. And my mother-in-law said, no, you can't do that. You have to wait until they give you permission. I say, what? How can I wait for permission for something that, you know, I'm paying for? Yeah, it is mine. But that is the culture.
Before, I'm very curious, what surprised you most about the Netherlands?
Yeah, there are a lot of things. I don't know where to start at the moment.
Maybe if you can pick one.
Yeah, there are a lot of things. One would be, I would say, the culture. You know, where I come from, we live in a open society where almost everyone sees the other as a family. You know, that is the kind of culture I come from. Wherein in the Netherlands is quite different. It's more kind of a closed society, individualism, etc. You know, sometimes it surprises me to know that your mother has a sister and a brother. We all live in the same village, but we hardly see each other. You know, we hardly see each other. We only see when there is an important event like a birthday, or when there is something to celebrate about, or when there is some kind of issues that, you know, that has to do with either sickness or otherwise. Those are the times that we see each other. Apart from that, it's very hard to see. You know, that is not the same. If I live with a family member or even a friend in a village or even in a town, like for instance, Freetown, it is very difficult for us to be like 1 week without seeing each other. And most times I don't even need to like make an appointment to see a friend. But that is not the same thing here. So like that was kind of, it's a bit challenging, you know. But also sometimes I also understand, because we live here in an advanced economy that everything, people have to like pay for almost everything. and the money does not fly or it does not grow on trees. So people have to work in order to meet life expectations, especially, the quality to meet the needs of life, especially quality of life, So I know that it's a busy place. Yeah, so that is my thought about it. Yeah. Having asked me about my, what surprises me most about the Netherlands. You've lived a year and some months in Sierra Leone. So is there anything that that surprises you the most?
Yeah, what surprised me the most is that people always ask for your attention, if I can say it that way. We're more individualistic here, and it feels sometimes disturbing if people always greet you, always want to be around you. And I thought as a wife they want to be around me. But what I also learned during the year is that they always want to have that community, be together. So I had to learn that during the year. One time that was the most interesting moment for me and funny as well. Someone asked me, do you want to marry? And it was a disturbing question for me. Yeah, not again, someone asking me, do you want to marry? And I think you told me, just make a joke of it, because it's also a joke for them. They just want to ask, how are you doing? Or like start a conversation. So I said, yes, of course. And it was like one of the greatest conversations that I had. It was really funny.
I guess that is the society that we live. We want to know everything about everyone that we cross path with, because we want to see how best we can be of help, because that's how we are grown, to always help each other and also have a conversation, have good time. That interaction, is very, very much important for us. That is our culture, and we value that much.
I've just thought about the cultural misunderstanding that someone asked me, do you want to marry? And I misunderstood. It was just a funny question. Speaking about cultural misunderstandings, do you have a cultural misunderstanding that you still laugh about?
Yes, of course. In my culture, there are a lot of things that we do or say, we don't mean it that way. We say it because we want to create fun or want to make things a bit easier, For instance, if I tell you, okay, I'm coming there, sometimes it doesn't mean that I'm coming. So like maybe the person that I'm talking to will not take it as a promise. But that is not the same thing here. Whatever you say, people take it very seriously. Yeah. You don't, I don't know, there's this kind of, there's no balance in between a joke or what people think is a joke or what you see as something that is not a joke, So most times it is difficult to have even with friends, to have a conversation, that the fun part, you want to bring it in, but it's misunderstood. So it's hard to be able to to be serious about things. Everything you say has to be a fact also. So that is a bit challenging, because that we are not used to having a conversation that everything has to be serious. Even when it has to do with a matter of a grave concern. Sometimes we put fun in so that some tempers can calm down a bit and you can smoothen the atmosphere. But that is not the same thing here in most cases, except for maybe people you have been with for a long time. You understand the context from which you come from. So they can understand when you want to bring in a joke. They will know that okay, this is a joke. But other people, it's a bit challenging to understand that.
Yeah, I see. Also, the first year when we were together for 1 year, for me it was not easy. A lot of misunderstandings and conflicts, I would say. But afterwards, at least for me, I started enjoying our relationship much more because we can make jokes that we understand. We have a shared history as well, so we have shared experiences, which makes me much more enjoying our relationship, I would say. So yeah, very interesting. Thanks.
What lesson do you learn during your 1.5 year in Sierra Leone? What lessons do you learn that you think that are valuable for you?
Well, I will pick out one that really helped me in my life, and that is just enjoy, go with the flow, don't take life too serious, take it easy. Whatever happens in the day is like a win, because for example in the traffic it took us a long time to go to the beach or to go somewhere, so it's really a big win if you reach there. So I started to become very grateful for the successes, and here things are going so smoothly, so easily, and then you appreciate things less. And also the headache that things can give me, you help me and also people in Sierra Leone to take it easy, and so I'm very grateful for that.
I think for us, time is when we start. So it doesn't matter how many hours you spend in the traffic. When you arrive, you still go with the flow. You don't have to some people because you spend some time now in the traffic, you'll be angry, kind of, And I think that also brings me to what I appreciate about the Netherlands. The system, there is a system. In most things, you can predict what will happen. If I want to go to Amsterdam, for instance, from here to Amsterdam, I know the time that I'm going there. And that also helps to be time conscious, which is not the same from where I come from. I said earlier, time is when we start. We usually say BMT, Black Man Time. It is not because of it's not because we are negligent towards time, but there are a lot of factors beyond your control which you can't control. For instance, you want to go now move from one point A to point B. You don't have the means to reach there. You have to depend on other people. You don't have your own transportation. Even if you have your own transportation, are the roads okay? In most places, you see that people are mostly, even the small roads that we have, you see a lot of people around the road, a lot of activities going on around the road. So you can run your car or your vehicle the way you want. So there are a lot of factors that are responsible for that, you know. But here you can, you can predict, plan better because the system is there and the people are used to that, which also helps, you know. Yeah. So like they help you to move in that direction, I would say.
Part 2, charities. I have a question for you. You've lived basically your whole life in Sierra Leone and encountered different charities. I know you've also, you were raised during the Civil War and encountered help of charities in the refugee camp. I'm very curious, what is your experience maybe in the refugee camp or outside with the charities from outside coming to help?
Yeah, just like you said, you know, when I grew up at a time when we had issues, conflict, so which means that we had to move from one place to the other. And if you move from one place to the other, you don't carry everything with you. And having come from a disadvantaged background, we don't have the resources. Say, okay, if you move from point A to B, you can take care of all your needs, you know. So one good thing that happens to us was the help of charities. You know, we had charities that that came to our aid, whether it's food, shelter, clothing, you know, they used to take care of all of that. One I would say is UNHCR, you know, UNHCR, UN Agency for Refugee. The MSF also was very, very much helpful. There are a couple of others, IRC, by them, I don't know whether they are still in existence. It's been a long time, I've not heard about them. For the education, World Vision, Sierra Leone, etc., etc. So in those days, they used to you know, you had people who had passion for what they do. You know, so we are, I will not say 100% because you are in a crisis. You know, you are not mentally stable, you are traumatized, but at least we are able to do their part. And we had the people who love their job. It is not like today that you have a lot of people who think that running a charity, working for a charity is an easy way to make money. You know, even though that is not the essence of running charity, but a lot of people today, that is why we have a lot of charities, charities that are scamming people, you know.
They're not always working together well, I believe, as well.
Exactly. There are a lot of challenges and not much of coordination among charities. You find out that Mr. Charity A will be doing well in one community, and another one comes, they want to do the same thing, you know, sort of that, because everybody has their own agenda, I would say. So I think before then and now, that would be one of the differences. You know, before we had people who love their job, who seek after humanity, unlike today. A lot of them are just, just to meet their own needs of life, I would say, you know. So they use the name charity in order to meet that goal.
Thank you for sharing about your experience with charities in Africa. I'm also curious if you have some advice for charities working in Africa.
One thing I would say is that in most I know that a lot of charities, they have their own area of work or interest, and sometimes they want to, like what they discuss in the office or their strategy, they want to implement the same thing. And in some cases, that can work because, the people on the ground also, their orientation and what they want might be different from what you design and want to bring and implement. So, I also noticed that most times the people don't know themselves. They don't know what they want or what they need. So there is always a confusion. Yeah. So in most times when charity comes, what they bring, the people want to accept it, want to take it, but it is not really what they want. So in most cases, the impact is not much felt as it was framed or designed to meet. So I think what I would say is that try to understand the people first.
So listen to them.
Yeah, listen to them. Ask the right question. Know what they need. Know what they need. Because when you know what they need, then you can come in and implement or design a project around that. When you implement that, you see an impact.
Yeah.
But you can't come to people that are confused, that they don't know themselves, they don't know, then you come and put before them, this is what I want to do. They will accept because for them, it's not their resources that is going to it, So like whatever you present to them, they are ready to accept it. But is it really what they want? Is it going to make a kind of impact that you desire?
Yeah.
And also monitoring and evaluation should also be very, very much taken into consideration, because sometimes the people on the field, the report that they send, they do not always accept it.
Yeah.
But most times it's not the same thing on the ground, because sitting behind the computer and write a good story, because those that are on the ground, they know this because they hear them always.
Yeah.
So and most people are good at telling stories. So they sit behind the computer, frame a nice story, impact stories, and send them. Or sometimes they even pick up somebody from within the group, and they coach that person, go and say this and this and this and this. So when they send that message, they do not think, this is something that, is good. They will keep pumping money or resources into this project.
So it may be good for the fundraising, but not for the ownership or the local community.
Exactly, because projects or initiatives are meant to create that kind of impact, whether it's short term or long term, but it should be real.
Yeah.
It should be felt.
Yeah, whilst in the Netherlands it may have become a race to get more funds.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of making impact.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that is very much important. You have to go after your resources. Go and see where your resources have been implemented, how and what has been done with your resources. Don't just sit and relax and depending on the people that are on the ground.
Yeah.
They are doing extremely well. They are doing fantastic job, but most times they don't present the actual stories, the facts on the ground. They don't present that. So follow the money, follow the resources.
Yeah. Part 3: work with Africans.
I was thinking, you have a company that you have people from other cultures that you work with. Do you have any idea why, or what do you think about cross-cultural teams? Why are they so powerful? Do you think they are powerful or not?
Yeah, well, I think it has two sides. One is very challenging sometimes, but similarly challenging it could be in the Netherlands, because you have different characters, different people, and then with the cultural differences that we also talked about, it could be even more challenging, like time management. Especially the time management, but also understanding the vocabulary you're speaking, the jokes you're making, the conversations. It could be more challenging, but what is so powerful about it, if you take the adventure and try to overcome those challenges, then it really opens doors to new ideas, to new ways of working. And what I love as well about cross-cultural teams, we get more international experience. In this case, my team in Africa can get more experience with customers here. What are their needs? It opens a world for them internationally, beside their own country or within Africa. And similarly, we could explore market in Africa.
Yeah, I think just like you said, at the start or at the beginning, it can be challenging. It can be challenging in the sense that you might be speaking the same language, but looking at some culture or some nationals, they have different other languages that they borrow some of the language you are speaking, they borrow some of them to add to the same language that you are speaking. So like, and also some context can be different. But if you kind of, be flexible.
Yeah.
When you are flexible, then you can pass that stage and continue. The good thing is that those cultures also have the good side. So if you can, bring those good sides and put them together with yours, then it can be powerful. You can do greater things. But at the beginning, it's always not that easy. Understanding each other, it's the challenging part.
It's always good to summarize what the others have said, to see if you understand.
Exactly.
And to ask, do I understand you correctly? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because assumption can be dangerous, because if you assume, okay, this is what this person was saying, and maybe that is not what the person was saying, then it can be a problem, miscommunication, you do the wrong thing. Probably your clients, it's not what they expect from you.
Yes, the same with customers indeed.
Yeah.
You have to clearly communicate what is their need, how can I meet it. So it's the same also with the team in Africa.
Recently, you started a company which you want to use to help charities, especially when it comes to the digital landscape. Can you tell me why did you start the company? What's the goal or the motivation behind it?
Yeah, it is two-sided. One is that I want to make impact for charities, I see a lot of opportunities in the digital space, the website, social media, email marketing, to raise funds, to engage people with the important goal that they are aiming at. So I would love to help them. That was my first thought. And beside, I love to do that with my team in Africa, so that I make impact there straight. I love the work that charities do in Africa. It's good, but I also believe in an equal relationship, also business-wise. I love to collaborate with my team in Africa and to empower them, but in fact, it was the goal to empower them, but I'm learning even more from them as well. So that's the funny part.
So you started the company and it's been a while. I believe you've been working with some charities already. So what type of charities do you work with? And is there anything that you can say or point at, this is what we've been able to achieve together in the last month?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've been working with various charities. They differ from very small sized starting charities to some bigger charities that are stable for over 20 years. So a big range of charities. There are some that work in Africa, Bolivia, Curacao, the islands, but also in the Netherlands. So there's a wide range in that as well. And there are some Christian charities that I help, because we're Christian. It's also nice to think along with them, content-wise. A wide range. It's not necessary that charities are Christian or African, but it's really nice to work with them as well. You also asked what results we've seen, and we've made about 4 websites at the moment, so people can look at that themselves and they see the result. Besides, we've also done social media campaigns, also for Vrij om te leven, charity around eating disorders, providing Christian help for eating disorders, and we've seen that there is a big increase of participants to their programs, and we create much more awareness, much more views. We share their posts in Facebook groups and people respond positively. While it's quite a sensitive topic, so we've been able to reach out to people. So that has been one of the great successes. Yeah.